Welcome to the dark vale where stories lurk and nightmares crawl out of the static. And now presenting a tale from the deepest woods, the lost tape. They thought it was just another camping trip, a chance to bond over flickering flames and spooky stories. But the forest had its own plans for them. It wanted to become part of their story. The year 1994, the place, an isolated forest clearing. A group of friends had set up camp. Laughter echoed through the trees, blending with the crickets' chorus. They roasted marshmallows, swapped scary stories, each one trying to outdo the last. They toasted the scary stories, not knowing one would soon become real. As night deepened, they retreated into their tents, whispering jokes and leaving their campfire burning low. Some slept fitfully, tossing and turning beneath the canvas roof. Dreams filled with rustling leaves and whispered voices. Then something shifted in the forest, something beyond the firelight and the moon's pale glow. Something dark and ancient stirred. One camper awoke with a start. Their tent was drenched in an unnatural darkness, the fire nearly burned out. Fear pricked at them as they stumbled out of the tent. Where were the others? Had they wandered off in their sleep? As they called out into the darkness, the forest seemed to hold its breath. No reply came back, only the crackling of the dying fire and the rustle of leaves overhead. Suddenly a branch snapped close by. The camper froze, their heart pounding. Another snap, then another. The forest was stirring and it was angry. They ran, crashing through the undergrowth, branches whipping at their face. The forest floor turned to treacherous quicksand. Each step was a gamble. Would the earth give way beneath them? Then they saw it. The fire still burning but casting grotesque shadows that danced and twisted like tormented souls. And in those shadows they saw faces. Gnarled and twisted, they leered out from the darkness. The bark of the trees seemed to writhe and pulse, as if the forest itself was breathing. The shadows grew longer, stretching towards the fleeing campers, their fingers like grasping claws. They ran, stumbling and falling, but the forest was relentless. The trees closed in, their branches forming a wall that barred their escape. Trapped and terrified, they huddled together, the shadows pressing in, whispering promises of endless torment. The forest had them now, and it wouldn't let them go. Just then, one of them remembered the flashlight. Hope surged as they switched it on, the beam cutting through the oppressive darkness. For a moment, they were safe within its circle. But as they turned to run, the forest struck back. A guttural scream tore through the night, abruptly cut off, as if silenced by an unseen force. Then everything went black. The flashlight fell to the ground, its light extinguished. Only the distant hoot of an owl broke the silence. They stumbled out of the forest, blinking against the morning light, their clothes torn, their faces bruised. They had made it out, but at what cost? The forest had taken something from them, something precious, irreplaceable, the memory of their lost friend. Years passed, but the memory of that night lingered. They never returned to that forest, nor did they speak of it to anyone. The experience had shattered their bond, leaving them forever changed. One day, someone found an old camcorder in an attic, covered in dust, its tape still inside. Curious, they inserted the tape into a player and pressed record. What they saw on the screen made their blood run cold. It was the same forest, the same menacing trees, the same terrifying shadows. And in the distance, they could have sworn they heard the whispers of the damned. They tried to stop the tape, but it was too late. The forest had claimed its newest victim, and as the screen flickered and faded to black, they knew they had just witnessed something truly terrifying, a glimpse into the abyss from which there is no escape. So if you find yourself lost in the woods, beware. The trees may be hiding more than just leaves and shadows. They might be hiding memories you can never escape. And if this story haunted you tonight, share it with a friend who dares to press play and subscribe to Dark Vale before the static finds you. Because here in the dark, our stories always find a way to come back.